in Malindi.
Well, good afternoon, Ben Kitili, and it has been an action-packed day here in Malindi. The day started smoothly with the voting exercise, of course, beginning at around 6 a.m. And at most polling stations, 100 polling stations in this constituency, the voting exercise has been going on smoothly, save for a few hiccups that have been noted at some polling centers, and was of course created a lot of discussions here, and it has everything to do with voter bribery that was noted at some polling centers. That high profile arrest of an MP, that is Peter Njuguna, the member of parliament from Mwea, who was arrested at a place called Kikonyani, where he is said to have been planning to conduct, rather to bribe voters so that they're able to vote in a particular way. He was arrested, taken to Malindi police station, and thereafter we had a few hiccups here and there at the Malindi police station as supporters of his came to try and get him out, while the other side, of course, was trying to petition that he gets arrested and actually action taken against him. Earlier on, of course, we also had a case of Philip Etale also arrested, and right now what is the latest from that particular case is that Philip Etale is still in the hands of the police. Police are still questioning and trying to find out as possible from him, given that he was actually arrested 2 a.m. last night, of course, with allegations of voter bribery leveled against him. Relatively, it has been an easy day here. This is Barani Secondary School. That is a polling station, one of the biggest here in Malindi, and also one of the busiest here because we've been seeing people trickling here to try and cast their vote. But largely, this place, it's also important to note that this will be the tallying center, and as you can see behind me, already activities are beginning to try and decorate this particular room where, of course, the returning officer, Stephen Karani, will be declaring the winner. An important exercise, an important by-election in this part of Kenya. Ben Kitili.
Francis, let me take you back to those arrests on both sides. That is Philip Etale, the communication officer of the ODM party and CORD, and the Mwea MP. Have the police filed any charges specifically? Well,
since he was taken to custody, Njuguna, the member of parliament from where we understand that he was actually taken from that place to a place that is there to be clear to us, but then we understand that there are charges that were leveled against him, and actually an OB was done in that particular regard, and he's actually been, of course, accused of planning to engage in bribing voters. Earlier, we had been told that he had actually been caught trying to dish out some 200,000 shillings, and at the police station, of course, we saw a few notes of that effect. Of course, he refuted those claims and saying that he didn't have those intentions. And what in his defense, he actually said that he was rightfully at that particular polling station as a political party agent, and not with any intentions to bribe voters in that particular exercise. While also the discussion has also been sticking on Philip Etale. Philip Etale is an ODM communications director, and when he was actually arrested, there were, of course, a lot of claims coming from ODM that this was some sort of intimidation. And according to ODM, they are saying it's a scheme to really divert attention from manning this particular exercise, and again now starting to follow other side shows. We understand that CORD Coalition has actually brought in a lot of members of parliament stationed at different polling centers and different polling stations to try and man affairs and to try and ensure that this exercise gets underway in a free and fair manner. Those are some of the details coming from this particular side. Ben Kitili.
Now, Francis, also the member of parliament for Kabete, Ferdinand Waititu, we understand he also caused some drama forcing his way into a polling station. What was that?
Well, Ferdinand Waititu was also on the ground here to try and, of course, play agent to their candidate Philip Charo of JAP. And at some point, there were a bit of, it was noted that he had actually been found, there were allegations that he was found also trying to engage in some sort of malpractices that, of course, brought in a few of scuffles here and there, because at some point, actually, he was one of those members of parliament that went to the Malindi police station to try and assist in the release of that member of parliament that was nabbed, the member of parliament from where? Well, there were a few scuffles here, pull and push here and there, but then as we understand, this is a political, of course, exercise that has a lot of interest. This is a political exercise that has attracted a lot of interest. For you can actually sometimes be able to give room to such kind of things happening. That is what actually has been happening here. And earlier on, our Nick Wambua also compiled a story for you to be able to give you a summary of what has been happening here since voting began at 6 a.m. today morning.